There has been a lot of drama in the Big Apple. The Knicks have been struggling, Antoine, losing 11 out of their last 13 games this afternoon. They had a close loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Here's Carmelo Anthony after that setback.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to think about, but, I mean, you got to move on, move on to the next game.
How do you get over that hump and win these close games down the stretch?
I don't know. We just got to do it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and kind of try to figure it out right now. And it's just, situations where we have to just do it and win these games.
So Carmelo Anthony has been the subject of trade rumors, a lot of chatter about should he waive his no-trade clause. We know what happened with Derrick Rose last week, him going AWOL, and we haven't heard anything from Phil Jackson. Do you think he needs to step forward and come to the mic and maybe address some of the things that's been going on, or are you cool with him sitting in the background?
Well, I don't think he needs to address the media. I mean, obviously, at some point you have to address the fans, or you're going to have to make a trade and let them know you care and you're trying to salvage this season. I'm not sure what the expectations of the New York Knicks are right now as a team. Is it to make the playoffs? Is it to get through the season? But when you add a guy like Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, I'm assuming it has to be playoffs, at least. And they're not a playoff team. They're going to have a very tough time making the playoffs. They're not a very deep team. I do like what Jeff Hornacek did today as far as taking some initiative on his own and starting two of his young guys.
Ron Baker got to start?
So he started two of his young guys. So he's trying to mix it up, trying to find combinations. But you got to give the coach some options. And right now, Phil Jackson's not giving him a lot of options. You're trying to live through Melo. The only problem that I have with Jeff Hornacek, the 3 close games they lost, it seems like they don't know who they want to go to. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm going to Carmelo Anthony in the ISO situation. It's a guy's making $125 million. He's our go-to guy. I'm drawing it up. I'm giving him the ball. I don't want to do anything else but that. It's like back in the day, it's like simple basketball one-on-one. The best player gets the ball at the end. And that's why they're struggling sometimes to get a quality shot or not coming up with the right play at the end of the games because the ball is too random. Twice now in 8 situations, Derrick Rose is taking the ball to the basket, and you're hoping for a bailout situation.
What happened today against the Atlanta Hawks? You didn't like that play with Derrick Rose?
I think Melo's having a good, efficient game going. There's no Porzingis on the floor. Put the ball in Melo's hand. Let's hold it. You're down 1. Let's see if he can get fouled. He's a bigger body. He's a guy that has the ball in that situation. He don't necessarily have to get all the way to the bucket. He can make a 15-footer. So I think those are some of the things he can control. I do like the situation that he took the substitution and taking some guys out the lineup. But they're too good of players, Derrick Rose and Carmelo Anthony, not to be able to close these games out against teams that are not better than them technically on paper. Use the
Philadelphia, and that was a time when Derrick Rose drove and eventually got the ball to Porzingis, and Porzingis shot an air ball, and I'm sure Carmelo wished that he could have taken that shot. He was having a good game.
Yeah, and you could just tell from obviously his press conference and some of his comments right there, he don't want to get into that. But if I'm the superstar on this team and he has a no-trade clause, I want the ball. I don't think that's being selfish. He's having efficient games. If I'm playing good, I want the basketball in my hand to close the game out.
If you're a player, though, you do want to eliminate outside distractions. As a player, you don't think Phil could step forward and say, hey, we're going to roll with Carmelo and maybe give Carmelo a vote of confidence?
No, because obviously that can't happen. Eventually he's going to have to decide whether or not he's going to have to go to Melo and say, look, I need to blow this thing up. I'm going to put you in a bad situation to win. They don't have the right person. They're not very deep. Everything is based on them off their starting lineup. Now, I give Hornacek credit in digging into his bench and finding guys he can piece in there and trying some good minutes, and it worked today. But is that going to continue? In the Eastern Conference, I don't think they're good enough to get there. They're not deep enough. Some of these teams in the Eastern Conference are starting to play really good. When I think about the Washington Wizards, they're starting to come on. The Chicago Bulls are still right there. They're getting better. And Knicks are on a downslide, and they need to stop soon. And they're playing good basketball. It's not like they're going out and get blown out. They're playing quality games. But when you got 2 guys, an MVP and Derrick Rose and Carmelo Anthony, and you can't close these games out, you got to start to wonder, are these the guys that can take me over to the prime?